I'm at a traffic signal today to swap out a battery backup unit, and that came after a big storm blew through here and killed power to the traffic signal. However, after we found utility power still present, we started doing a little more investigation. Looking in the battery cabinet, we could smell burnt electronics, and in the signal cabinet, we had a 30 amp breaker that continued to trip when the battery backup was present. So what we had to do was bypass that battery backup unit, because I didn't have another one in my stock at the time, to get this signal running again. So today I'm going to show you how we accomplish that. So here is how you would bypass the battery backup unit in your cabinet. Here's the print. You have your utility power coming in, the hot, the AC neutral. The AC hot will come up to your first 30 amp breaker, go through there and go up to a 200 terminal strip. This is in most of our cabinets for the battery backup. You'll have a 200 terminal strip. So there's your hot feeding into that first bottom terminal 201. 202 is the AC negative. If you come down here, you can see it's coming in to 202 from the AC negative to there. And there is your ground coming to 203. So there's your feed that's going to go towards the battery backup unit, the input of the battery backup. And then coming back out of the battery backup is your line out. That's coming back to the 204, 205, 206. That's your hot, neutral, and ground, again coming back from the battery backup. That feeds back through down to the second 30 amp breaker, which is the cabinet side, and then that feeds through to the rest of the power panel. What we had to do recently was bypass the battery backup during, we had a storm and something happened to the battery backup and it was causing the signal to go dark. In fact, it was blowing the 30 amp breaker. So we had to bypass it. What we did, well, actually what I had the guys do is go ahead and disconnect the feed coming back from the battery backup. So these were taken off and removed from these terminals. This set of going into the battery backup, we took these three off and just fed it over to these three. So what, in essence, what was happening is we were just jumpering through to here and going back through. And I'm going to show you this exact setup that we did. It's still the way it is because I haven't gone through and troubleshot the system yet. Here's your 200 terminal. You can see we disconnected the 204, 205, 206 coming back from the battery backup. You remember that's coming back from the battery backup. Those are disconnected. We left the input going in to the battery backup. The input, we left that as is because there's nothing on the bottom side feeding to it. So we took these bottom ones and moved those three over to here. So 204, 205, and 206 are doubled up, and all that's doing is feeding the utility up to there and then jumping back down and feeding to the power panel. So that is how, if you need to bypass a battery backup unit for any particular reason and you want to keep the signal running, that is how you would accomplish it. Okay, I'm putting this new one in place. Looks like it's registering the voltage 54. That's more than good. Let's double check the incoming power. We got 120 coming in. Let's go down. We got 118 going out, so that's good. So that appears to be good. Let's go ahead and come over here. We went ahead and rewired the wires back to the way they were, or how they should be for the print. And just to test this out, we're going to kill off the utility power coming into the cabinet. So this is simulating an outage from the utility company. If I kill this, we should be running battery backup and the signal will continue to run. Let's go ahead and do that now. There we go. That's a good sign. We've got the signal still running. And that's exactly what we want to see. Okay, so that battery backup unit was the fix. It's kind of funny how things that are supposed to help you in the signal cabinet can cause problems as well. But going forward, at least we'll have this traffic signal backed up if we would lose power again. And that wraps this one up. I'm gonna continue on down the road and try to keep these traffic signals running. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.